Imagine only drinking water for 7 days and nothing else. I know I look bad. It's the morning of day 2. I didn't have a headache. That to me is the most amazing thing. Hi, I'm GloryB and this is GloryB-TV, a lifestyle channel for mature women who want to look fabulous, feel amazing, and age gracefully. For many years, I've been hearing from and reading pieces by the doctors who run physician-supervised fasts at their centers. They only recommend doing physician-supervised fasts. So, like a lot of people, I'm going to go against the grain by doing a water fast on my own. But I don't have any comorbidities such as high blood pressure, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, etc. Now that said, if you want to do an extended water fast, I suggest you contact one of the fasting centers listed in the description box and in the first comment. You can speak with your doctor, of course, your own doctor. Keep in mind that many doctors aren't familiar with water fasting and haven't read the evidence. The doctors at the centers I've listed have sometimes even turned away potential patients because the patients don't qualify for water fasting due to certain health issues. The doctors at these fasting centers are skilled physicians, and combined, they've fasted thousands of patients over several decades. I'm taking information mainly from Dr. Alan Goldhamer and the team at TrueNorth Health Center in Santa Rosa, California, and from Dr. Joel Fuhrman, who used to fast many patients in New Jersey, and he has written extensively about it. The key message here is, if you're interested in doing a water fast, it's best if you seek a physician's advice. Only do a supervised water fast with a doctor who has experience with water fasts, who will supervise your daily health. Water fasts typically aren't for people who have an eating disorder. I've included in the description box and first comment a link to Joel Fuhrman's book, Fasting and Eating for Health, a medical doctor's program for conquering disease. Links to published pieces by Drs. Goldhamer and Fuhrman, and links to testimonials from people who fasted at TrueNorth Health Center. I also found a great interview between Dr. Goldhamer and Rich Roll that I'll link to as well. The interesting thing is, for most of these doctors, including in Joel Fuhrman's book, is that they believe a minimum of 14 days of water fasting is needed to achieve the best results. But I'm doing 7 days. I'm 64 years old now, so this should be an interesting experience. I'll be keeping a journal and posting it to my website. The link to that will be in the description box too. Now, to get to the description box on a phone or tablet, go below the video and you'll see the word more. Tap that word more and the box will open up a little bit. Then you have to tap the word more a second time and the box will open completely. Then scroll down to the section where it says links mentioned and everything will be there. Now, to get to these links in my pinned comment on a phone or tablet, go below the video, tap the first comment you see, that opens up the comments, then tap read more to open my first pinned comment. Some of you might think a water fast is daunting, and it is. As a precursor to a water fast, I've been doing a particular cleanse detox program about once a year since 2004. Now, if you're interested in that, I put it into a course called 4-Week Full Body Cleanse Detox Program. It's very effective at cleansing the body internally. A link to the course will be in the description box as well. A couple times a month, I send out an email containing links to new videos and to products you might find interesting. When you sign up, I'll give you my 3-page anti-aging tips document that contains skincare, makeup, and food tips that I use to look my best. To get it, go to my website, GloryB-TV.com, tap the Get the Tips button you see on the home page. Then on the next page, type your email, click the pink Get My Tips button, and you'll get the tips. Let's go to a couple days before the water fast starts where I tell you what I'm afraid of and what I hope happens. It's 2 days before I start the fast. The closest thing I've done to a water fast is a 4-week cleanse. And I've been doing those cleanses almost once a year since 2004 when I first learned how to do it in a group setting. Now, doing the cleanse was an amazing experience. By the second and third weeks, I could feel my body doing something different inside, and it forced me to lie down and rest while the body did its work. It was as if my body finally had what it needed from everything I was eating and drinking and not eating and drinking during the cleanse to actually cleanse out down to the individual cell level. And I needed to rest in order for my body to be able to do this. It was much easier than a water fast and a slower process. But this time, I'm doing the water fast. Now, here's what I think might happen during the fast. Number one, I think the experience will be emotional. I admit that food and eating food has an emotional part to it, and that includes for me. I like food, I like eating, and it's cold outside now, so spending time outside in warm weather won't be a possibility. That just won't be happening. So being stuck inside just to stay warm could be emotional. Not eating can trigger emotions. Number two, now I didn't mind that I will likely sleep a lot during the fast, but in the writings of the doctors who oversee water fasts at their facilities, I've read that people often get headaches during certain times of the water fast, especially early on. Number three, I've also read from Doctors Goldhamer and Fuhrman that sometimes people have a hard time sleeping or they wake up really early. So if sleeplessness is an outcome, that will be really hard for me. Now, those are the top 3 things I dread the most. Number 4, I'll probably get cold. I'm already thinking about it now, and I'm wearing this lovely thing that they used to sell at Walmart online and in the stores, and it's wonderful. It's kind of like a blanket, but has holes for the arms. I think I'm going to be wearing this a lot. Now, all of these doctors who write and speak about patients and water fasting say patients usually get cold. So I'll put an extra blanket on the bed. I'll probably dress in layers. Number 5, I might get bored. Now, especially if I get foggy brain and can't focus to get anything done, I might get doubly bored. Number 6, I expect to rest a lot. Now, all the doctors who've written about their patient experiences fasting at their centers have said getting a lot of rest is really important. This is what Joel Fuhrman wrote in his book about rest. Now, I'm going to quote him here. Many people require less sleep during the fast than they do normally. One should still rest sufficiently and relax at night in a quiet room. Rest in the dark if you're unable to sleep, and do not fret or be concerned if you don't sleep much when you are fasting. Each person is different. Try to rest and sleep as much as you can, but if you can't sleep much, that is okay too. We want to give the body a complete rest so that it can devote its energies to healing. Arguments, business problems, and family problems should be avoided. This is a time for recuperation, and the person should be resting and at peace physically and mentally. The faster should spend most of his or her time in bed, either relaxing, sleeping, or doing gentle activities such as reading, writing, or listening to the radio. So you can tell he wrote that a while ago. He means listening to nice music that you enjoy. So the main idea is to rest during the fast. This includes not watching the news and not reading the news. The news will be there at the end of the fast. We also did that during the cleanse. It also includes not exercising except for gentle stretching. Number 7, if I get some energy, I'll probably use it for organizing stuff in my home and possibly doing some light cleaning. Number 8, breaking the fast at the end is a slow process. This is included in Joel Fuhrman's book, and I've also read about how they start with the refeeding of patients at the fasting centers, which often starts with certain types of fruit, such as melons, and some vegetable juice. My plan is to vlog on parts of my water fast experience to give you updates. When I'm just lying around and resting, I won't bore you with that. The 3 things I hope to resolve are, for the eczema I have to go away, the postnasal drip I have occasionally to go away, and perhaps for the pain in my right shoulder to diminish or go away completely. I don't own a scale and I don't have access to one, but I'm not doing this to lose weight like a lot of YouTubers who have videos on YouTube with a title suggesting losing weight. I'm doing it to resolve these other 3 things. When I decided which meal would be my last meal and when I would start the fast, I was actually looking at, okay, on the refeeding day, when I start eating again, what meal do I want it to be? Do I want it to be breakfast, lunch, or dinner? You know, early, midday, or later in the day? And I decided I want my first refeeding to be around in the midday. And I'll prepare whatever I'm going to eat. It'll be juices and melons and stuff. So that means my last meal is breakfast. So I'm going to savor this. And I don't have any strawberries today, but I do have my blueberries and banana. I'm out of dates, but that's okay. Dates are dried fruit and they're really sugary. I'll be putting some almond milk in here. I have my tea already steeping. It's one of my favorite teas, my almond cookie, black tea. I'm not doing coffee, but yeah, this is it. And earlier I had some cantaloupe, but the last of cantaloupe, and I'm freezing as many other foods as I can. I was eating a lot yesterday. I probably had enough food for another day, but luckily I can freeze a lot of it. And so I'm going to savor this tea and berries and bananas. As a last hurrah for my last bit of food, I dutifully drop the spoon. I did my last dishes, the dishwasher's ready to get going, but I wanted to show you what I'm going to be drinking, what kind of water. So reading through the kind of water that Joel Fuhrman has used when he's fasted patients and what they use at TrueNorth, they only use distilled water. So I have some leftover water that I buy at a grocery store that is reverse osmosis, but I have a ton of distilled. This is distilled water, and I'm going to be drinking a lot of that. So I have my cup that I usually pick up and walk around. This is a plastic cup. Usually I drink it with a straw. We'll see. If I get hungry, I'll probably be downing it. Or if I want glass, you know, I can just change it from one of these to the other, and I can have my to-go cup. I have my tea kettle. You can't see my tea kettle. I let it dry out. My water kettle. I'm all ready for my water. So I finally got hungry. That was around 2:15, and I started drinking water. But then I had to leave at 2:30 to go to an appointment because what I've been working on for a few months now is enzymes and lymph nodes at a chiropractor who does all this other kind of work. And I had to go for a little checkup. So that was kind of a long drive. Luckily, the weather cooperated because I didn't feel like driving. I don't have a headache yet. I still feel okay, but I know I'm going to get hungry. Again, I need to remove my nail polish. I do remember this from the Cleanse Detox from years ago, that if the body's going to be cleansing itself, we don't want any nail polish. So I need to remove that. And I have some work to do on videos, actually. I did my last bit of laundry. Might go to bed early tonight and then get into day number 1. Even though I'm not weighing myself, I did take my before measurements to compare later with the after results. The last thing I want to do on day 0 is check my heart rate, beats per minute. So I have an oximeter, and this is a wonderful thing to have at home. I got mine at Walgreens. You turn it on, you put your finger inside, and it will calculate your oxygen level and your beats per minute, which for me would be resting heart rate because I'm supposed to be resting. Okay. So my resting beats per minute is between 78 and 80. So let's call it 79. And I'll record this every day. I'll be checking and telling you what it is. On the morning of day 1, when I was opening the blinds, I thought I smelled toast toasting in the toaster. Oh, it is officially day 1. I hope you can hear me over there. So let's see. I don't know how it's almost 11 o'clock. I don't have a headache anymore. I did have one earlier today before I got up. And so I've just been taking a little slow, doing one more thing of laundry. And a friend called me when I was at my desk in my office. That was really nice. She was checking up on me and just talking about different things with water fasting. So now I'm going to give my nails a little attention, give them a soak, take care of my cuticles. And then I think I'm going to listen to some music. I'm staying away from like news, my normal news sources, except for one person. One attorney writes a wonderful blog every morning, and he really summarizes the kind of news I want to hear about, the kind of topics. And he's funny, so it's not overly serious. He does put a funny spin on things, so I'll read that. And you know what? It's a nice day out today too. The only nice day we're going to have, where it's going to be, it's already 48 degrees, so midday or so, I'll probably take a walk at the one park I know of where I live. The one where I feel kind of safe, and it's not as windy as yesterday too. So since it's day 1, I think a slow walk is in the cards. I also have to remember to do my shoulder exercises, and I'll probably do some stretching because I slept in today, which I'm going to do this whole time. I'm going to get as much rest as possible. Before that walk, I wanted all food out of sight. I saw there were 5 bananas in the fruit bowl, so I peeled them and put them into freezer bags to freeze to use later in smoothies. I wound up with an empty fruit bowl and then 1 onion and 3 heads of garlic, which is fine if I see those. Well, I'm on the beginning of my walk, probably just 10% in, and I'm tired. I took a little nap at home, and now it's about 12:30. I actually had my hood up until I got around more trees to block the wind, and other people are wearing light jackets. So here comes a guy. He is wearing gloves. My hands are a little cold. Holding my water. And I usually walk fast, so I'm doing it slow, even on day 1. It's 50 degrees. I might have said that already. I have a slight headache, and this is the sunniest day we're going to have, so I'll check into the end and see how I feel. Now I'm going to listen to some live jazz on my phone. All right, getting close to finished. I did put on my gloves. I saw more people wearing gloves and mittens. I'm a little tuckered out. I'll probably lie down when I get home. And yeah, so this is about a mile or 2, I think. So I'm tuckered out. It's the end of day 1. I've had a headache for hours, a light headache. And you can tell I do because I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at myself. My eyes need to be on the camera. So I was ready to go to bed at 7:15. I did take kind of a nap. I laid down after that walk and I doze in and out, which was good. Good. I feel like I'm wasting so much time, but resting is part of what needs to be done to get the healing. I was so tired, 7:15, and then I remembered I had to do one Instagram post. So I just did that, and hopefully it makes sense. So heading into day 2, I'm not going to set an alarm. Tomorrow's actually Saturday. Not setting an alarm. And we'll see how day 2 goes. Whew, I know I look bad. It's the morning of day 2. And I stayed in bed till 8:30. I did wake up a lot. And I'm wearing my lightweight pajamas, which is fine because sometimes I got cold and I pulled the covers on, and sometimes I got hot and I threw the covers off, which is normal. And I just got up and brushed my teeth, washed my face, and then I got lightheaded, which isn't surprising. I'm not hungry though. And I think that has to do with drinking a lot of water. I am a little bit headachy. Not as much as I was yesterday. So I'll probably, watch how I'm walking if I'm lightheaded. And I do want to wash my hair though. And I don't know if I'll put on makeup today because I don't plan on going out at all outside. So that'll make for some really ugly videos. All right, we'll check in later. After I was dressed and in the sunroom, I lost an earring post. I had the back of the earring, but not the post. So I emptied out the vacuum canister and then vacuumed the area looking for that earring. I actually found it after vacuuming. It was on the dining room floor. Oh, just pulling the vacuum out. I'm looking for that earring. I'm tuckered out. So day 2 is going to be lots of resting. I got lightheaded. And after the clip where I showed where I got up around 8:30, I actually just laid there in bed with the light on till 10 o'clock. Till 10 o'clock. Oh, there's an email I want to email out to my GloryB-TV email list. I'm looking at my office and I'm like, oh, I gotta walk over there and do that. It's a short one. So if you're not on my email list, I'm emailing today about a big sale on the nearest skin lasers. It's only for a few days, and by the time you see this video, the sale will be over. So if you're not on my email list, go sign up, because I also give you, when you sign up for that, 3 pages of my best anti-aging tips, which seems kind of funny now. My best anti-aging tips. So once in a while, I email, maybe a couple times a month, about new videos and things like that. But this, I'm just emailing about this sale because it starts today. And I didn't know if I was going to participate in it and tell everybody, but I really should. I'm just so weak. So, and I'm not hungry, which is good. And I don't have much of a headache, which is also good. Just don't have energy. So I thought it would be fun to test ketones during this process. And there are these little strips that you hold under your pee. And when I first did it, before I started, I was at this creamy color, which is what they call negative, no ketones. So last night I took a picture of the one I did. So I was somewhere in between this lavender color, small and moderate. And then just now I took it, and it is definitely getting darker already on day 2, somewhere in between these two. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit about what that means. So last night I woke up a lot, but I wasn't concerned about that because Joel Fuhrman's book, the part that I read earlier out loud, where he said, don't worry about it. If you wake up a lot, if you can't fall back to sleep. But I knew I fell back to sleep because then I'd wake up and I'm remember, oh my gosh, I was just had this dream that was so vivid. So when I woke up this morning, it was about 7:45, and I didn't have a headache. That to me is the most amazing thing. That and not feeling hungry because I'm drinking so much water, and I left my water glass in the kitchen. Oh my gosh. But after I got up, I did go back to bed for a little bit, maybe an hour, because I was still a little lightheaded, not as bad as I was yesterday. So a lot of that might have to do with, all night going without much water. I just drink water when I wake up. Every time I wake up, pretty much, I have water at the bedside and in the bathroom. So then I was going to get dressed today, and I changed my mind and decided to put on different pajamas and a robe. So I have been here in the sunroom, but then I left, and I was going to lie down on the couch because it was cloudy outside, and I was doing some work at the computer after noon. I mean, noon seems to be this magic time of the day when the head clears up from drinking more water in the morning. But now the sun came out, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back in the sunroom because the sun is so nice. And yesterday I actually got warm when the sun came more from the west here, and I had to take off the jacket I was wearing, the fleece. So I might read a little bit. I already listened to some music today. I might put it back on. Oh, I have my pulse oximeter thingy. Let's see what this is going to do. It's right around 60, 62. So that's lower than my 75 to 79. So I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, again, just not having the headache is big for me. I still have the eczema. So the one thing I'm concerned about now is that I'm going to get to the 7th day and I'll still have the eczema. And then I'll think, okay, do I want to break the fast on day 7, or do I want to go to 10 days or 14 days? I only feel really bad in the morning, so this is good. This is only day 3. I didn't expect to feel good until like day 4 or day 5, so that might have to do a lot with my clean diet, being whole food plant-based. I mentioned earlier I would tell you what the ketosis testing strips are for. Let's start with what is ketosis. Well, ketosis is a process that happens when your body doesn't have enough carbohydrates to burn for energy. Instead, it burns fat and makes things called ketones, which it can use for fuel. Since I'm water fasting, my body isn't taking in carbs, and therefore it's burning fat for energy. The ketones end up in the urine, which shows up on the test strips. So the ketosis today is getting darker. That's interesting. And this is the first time. This happened a few days ago. So your tongue will get coated whenever you do a cleanser, a real detox, or water fasting. You have a little geographic tongue going on. So, I know, it's gross. Whew. It's the end of day 3. I'm halfway through. I'm so happy. So now it's 8:45 when I'm going to bed. I'm only a little bit tired. That's good. My stomach is flat. So it was flat yesterday, and I forgot to say that. So that's good. The eczema hasn't gone away. Has gone down a little bit. And of course, that was my number one thing. So I'm concerned that I'll have to extend the fast. And I really don't want to extend the fast. But I'm excited that this is hump day. So now we're going into day 4. I was a little colder today too. My hands were cold. My feet weren't, because I had warm socks on and my warm slippers from Land's End. They have wonderful slippers. But I'm still wearing the short sleeve t-shirt to sleep because I think I'll be fine at night. I don't think I'll get too cold at night. And last night I was like normal. Waking up hot, throwing off the covers, then being cold and bringing them back. That's normal for me. So, end of day 3. Here we go. It's day 4, and obviously I did my hair and makeup. So after taking a shower and washing my hair and drying it and getting dressed, I was pooped out. I had to lie down for like 5 minutes. Then I did put some makeup on, and then I had to lie down again. I was just, yeah, it took a lot out of me. So mornings are slow, but you know, by the time I started that whole routine, it was 11 o'clock. So now I finished my hair. I had to sit down to dry my hair, and I had to sit down to curl my hair. But I am going to go to the grocery store. I know it's only day 4, and I was going to wait till day 6 to go to buy all the food for refeeding, but one of the foods I need for refeeding is melons, like honeydew and watermelon. And if they don't have honeydew, I have to get cantaloupe. You know, when I buy cantaloupe, it's usually not ripe, so it needs to sit on the counter for a few days. So, being Monday, I'm going to go do that now. To get to the produce section, I have to walk through the bread aisles, including the type of sugary snacks I grew up with as a kid. I haven't been around food in days. All this wonderful produce makes me look forward to refeeding. It's a good thing I don't feel hungry. They didn't have watermelon, but they have honeydew and cantaloupe. So another thing I've done is poured some of that distilled water into an ice cube tray, but I only filled it halfway. So when I have an ice cube, just gives a different taste sensation than just water. I also realized I could heat up some water. That might be nice in the morning. First time I've been able to talk today. So last night, I fell asleep okay. I went to bed at 10. So I just wasn't that tired. And I ended up waking up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't sleep. Couldn't fall back to sleep. I got up. I came out of the room. I got something from the sunroom. And when I walked through the kitchen, I don't look at the clock, but I did. I saw the time was 2:39. I think I had already been up for at least 20 minutes. And I was up for another little while. So all in all, I think I was awake for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Didn't set an alarm, so I just let myself sleep. And when I woke up, I thought, oh, it might be 7:30 or so. No, it was 9:45. So I wasn't as anxious at night about not sleeping because my job is resting. So today I had to do some all kinds of work in the office. So I think I went in there around 11 and started to, but it entailed a lot of phone calls, unfortunately. So I've been doing that from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and I finally got a chance to sit down and put my head back. But I do have more energy today. Isn't that amazing? I don't feel like, woo, but I do feel like, okay, I had to have more energy to sit at the desk at the office. I haven't done any laundry, I haven't done any cleaning, I haven't done any physical activity. I realize now I haven't done any stretching. I had a goal to do stretching every single day. Ugh. I'll wait till I'm eating. But it's Tuesday, and I have at 3 o'clock, and I have less than 48 hours before I eat. It's finally day 6, the last day of the full day fast. So glad. Now, last night, it took me a long time to fall asleep. It was kind of disappointing, but again, not necessarily unexpected. It was a little after 1, probably. 1 o'clock. I did get up finally because I'm like, I'm not lying here anymore. And then I slept till about 8:30ish. It's not a good habit. I'm a go to bed early, get up really early person. So today I'm so excited because I get to go grocery shopping. and just get the other things that I need starting tomorrow. I'm still going to look for that elusive watermelon, and so I have a couple stores to go to. So hopefully I can just go to those 2 stores and get everything I want. Then later in the week, I'll have a little more strength. I'll get the other things that I need. I looked over my grocery list. I had made up this list before I even started the fast because I wanted to make it when I had a clear head and put it together based on the refeeding. And the refeeding is based on 2 of the fasting centers. One is when Joel Fuhrman was doing the fasting at his center he used to have in New Jersey. And then the other one is from TrueNorth. So a combination of those is what I'm going to do. And I'm just sitting down to rest because I'm doing some other things in the house. I'm just out of breath. We're going to go grocery shopping and get ready and just keep my mind busy today because I am thinking of food a lot. In fact, last night, that was part of the thing while I was trying to fall asleep. I was thinking of food. So not so much craving, but just like, oh, in a few weeks, I think I want to go to this town and go to this restaurant. Thinking about what I'd order. Oh my goodness. And just thinking, oh my gosh, I miss things like that. Big salad and avocado toast and things like that. For juicing, I'm getting carrots and celery. Look what I found, baby watermelons. Looking forward to my first salad with romaine. I finally got around to stretching. I usually do these every day. My lower back was getting tight, so this felt really good. I took a selfie in the afternoon. I think my skin is looking really good today, especially for 6 days without food. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday. I'm so excited. This is the day I get to eat. I'm so excited. You have no idea. Okay, I'm so excited. I have my little watermelon here. Let's get this party started. If they didn't have the mini watermelons at any store, I was going to buy a package of the already cut up watermelons, right? The packages are like this big. It was $6. On the first day, we're eating melons, optionally oranges, but I'm going to do oranges tomorrow. And each time we eat, the portion is the size of a woman's fist. So I have a small hand. The size of a woman's fist, and you eat that much every 2 to 3 hours. Apparently that is 1. That's all I get. And then I'm going to have honeydew because I want to have both. Oh my gosh, this is a huge honeydew. Oh, and juicy. This is the one I bought a few days ago so it could sit on the counter and ripen. Okay, let's go eat this. Thought I'd come in the sunroom since this is where I've been all this time. When I've read testimonies of people who started eating after a fast, they said the flavors are just unbelievable. Now, I tried a watermelon. I want to try a honeydew. The reason they have us do melon is because, especially watermelon, has the highest water content. The other thing I'm going to be making is some vegetable juice. I have a juicer. And they do this more at TrueNorth. So I'm going to be making a carrot, celery, and apple juice. And I can drink, but since I'm eating this too, I can drink maybe about 4 ounces every 2 or 3 hours. But some people who they fast for like 40 days, they do juice just that first day. Sometimes the second day too. And they're drinking 6 to 8 ounces slowly of these juices every 2 to 3 hours. Okay, it's been a little while since I had the fruit, so I'm going to pour a little bit of this in, not have much. I've made vegetable juice for years. And the flavors don't come out like this when you haven't just water fasted. A tip to keep in mind when you're drinking vegetable juice is that you don't drink it down like water. You take a sip, a mouthful. You hold it in your mouth for a couple seconds so it mixes with your saliva, and then you drink it down. So that's what I'm eating on Refeeding Day 1. On Refeeding Day number 2, I ate the melons and vegetable juice as I did the day before, but today I added clementines. It doesn't take much food for me to feel full. I could taste so many more flavors in the clementines than I normally would. On Refeeding Day number 3, I'm adding lettuce, tomatoes, and cucumbers. No dressing though, which is okay. Now the following day I put a few things into the Vitamix blender to make a dressing. A clementine, 2 inches of cucumber, 4 little tomatoes, and some water. That way the salad didn't have to be dry. Refeeding Day number 4. So today I still have the melons. I ate that for breakfast. And then for lunch I had a salad, but not my normal size. I would call it a side salad, like a large side salad. Today I get to have some cooked food. I'm so excited about this. So I actually have a small butternut squash in the oven right now. I haven't turned on the oven in so long. I have a butternut squash soup recipe. I believe I have it on my channel. It's one of the best soups ever. It's so good. And so I already knew how to roast, but I also get to have some steamed broccoli, steamed corn, steamed peas, and at the last minute in the steamer, I'll put in some zucchini. I also get to have a little bit of potato. In the next clip, we'll see, little taste test of it all. I'm not going to make you watch me eat my whole dinner, so I just got a sample. Broccoli. Again, the flavors. Oh my gosh. And I just got the potatoes done. Just nice to eat a starch. I prefer potatoes to be roasted in the oven. And then butternut squash. Oh my gosh. Just really grateful for food and for cooked food today. I took my resting heart rate every day, starting on day 0. That day it was 79. You can see my heart rate dipped on days 2 and 3, and then started coming back up. Even as I'm editing this video, I'm still chilly from the fat loss, and I'm 4 days after the fast ended. In regard to my measurements, I lost 3 inches in my waist, 1 inch in my hips, 2.5 inches in my thighs, and my upper arms stayed the same. Here's the bikini view before and after. You can see less fat in my stomach area, my waist is more defined, and the reduction in my thighs is visible too. A couple things that happen while in the fast that I couldn't be around loud noise, and all chemical scents like perfumes bothered me. None of that was surprising to me though. The 3 outcomes I wanted as a result of the water fast were 1, to get rid of the eczema, 2, to get rid of the postnasal drip, and 3, for the pain in my shoulder to diminish. Now the eczema lessened somewhat, but it didn't go away. I have before and after photos to show that. I likely need more time fasting to get rid of it. The postnasal drip, however, did clear up completely. The shoulder pain diminished, but isn't totally gone. I only feel the pain when I lie on my right side. I need to just keep doing my shoulder exercises. My water fasting journal is published on my website, GloryB-TV.com, under the category Health and Fitness. A link is in the description box. Now here are my takeaways. 1. Have a reason for doing the fast. Mine was to get rid of eczema, postnasal drip, and pain in the shoulder. Now your reason can even be for just giving your body a physical reset. 2. Rest as much as possible. All of the doctors who supervise water fasts say rest is the most important thing the body needs during a fast in order for the body to repair properly. 3. Do some light stretching when you have the energy. Don't follow my example there. I only stretched on 1 day. 4. If you get bored and have a bit of energy, take slow walks. 5. Drink a lot of distilled water. I drink about 3 to 4 quarts per day. 6. Plan ahead for being cold and have blankets and layers of clothes ready. An electric blanket will help, and a small space heater helps too. I'm glad to be back in the land of the eating. I defrosted my Italian lentil soup that was in the freezer. I can't wait to eat it. If you'd like to find out more about what I eat at the age of 64, tap one of the images on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video.